guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig, it's 9 o'clock, it's time for another video, and today I'm doing one that I think that people are really gonna like. Now, first of all, I'm in a kitchen in Wales, in North Wales, near Llandudno. Why am I in a kitchen in Wales? Well, I've probably talked about this on the channel before on a couple of other videos, but basically, I've had an incredibly busy couple of months. I've been all over the UK with Ryan with his tour and Killian. I've been over to America, I've been over to Magic Live, I've been over to Columbus, I've been gigging all over the place. Because of that, I've basically worn myself out a bit. So I've gone on holiday for a week to Wales, and that's where I am, in a kitchen in Wales. The problem is, because I've been running around the country, we batched a bunch of videos on Magic TV. Those videos are pretty much run out now, to be perfectly honest. And I need to film some more videos. I know I do, and I'm on holiday, so what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to film them here. I'm trying to find times when my family are out for a little bit, where I can film some videos, because I really don't want to not have you guys have the videos that I promised that I'm going to put up. So I'm sorry I'm in a kitchen. Hopefully that will change very, very soon, but it doesn't affect the quality of the video, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. And today, I want to talk about my close-up case. Now, I've done a video in the past about my close-up case and what I keep in there, but this summer, I've put together, normally I have like 2 or 3 close-up cases, and I just grab them and throw them in the car, and I pick one of them, and so on and so forth. Because my summer has been so busy, and because every gig I've done has been close-up, I've not really done many stage gigs, really. I've left that to Ryland, because I've not been doing many stage gigs. What I wanted to do is just put a close-up case together for the summer, and just work from that. And I've used a smaller close-up case. This one here, this is the Alakazam close-up case from Alakazam. It's much smaller than the TCCs that I normally use, but it allowed me to kind of shrink down what I was taking to gigs, so that I could just basically, because I've been all over the place, I haven't had much time to kind of think things through. It's like, right, okay, I've got a gig today. I don't want to think about it. I just want to go there and do it, grab some stuff out of case and put it back in, go to the next gig, grab some stuff out of a case. And I've had a ton of close-up jobs this summer, even though I've been doing a million other things. Like, I'm over here in Wales, right, on holiday. I've had 4 gigs while I'm over here, 4 close-up jobs, 4 weddings. Much to Sarah's annoyance, but I've had 4 gigs. So this close-up case has kind of been put together at the beginning of the summer, with stuff in that I could just kind of throw in my pockets and go into, and so on and so forth. And it's slightly different than my normal close-up case, and I've added a couple of things in there after Magic Live as well. And I thought it might be interesting for you guys to see what's in my summer 2024 Alakazam close-up case. So I'm going to literally open this up in front of me. I'm sitting at the dining room table here in the kitchen. I'm literally going to open this in front of me, and I'm going to show you what's in my close-up case, all right? So we're going to go with that. I know these videos are really popular, and I know people really like seeing these videos. So we're going to knock the camera, then we're going to put it back, and you guys aren't going to notice any of that, because Michael would have edited it perfectly, so you won't see anything. But right, what is in my close-up case? I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to explain why it's in there. So, without further ado, the first thing that I've got in here is a bag of rubber bands. Now, these are the rainbow colour bands by Joe Reinfleisch. They are coated in Elastaflex, and anybody who knows me knows that I do a lot of rubber band magic. Now, the reason I'm carrying these around with me is because I've been doing a lot of weddings. And when I do a lot of weddings, I normally have elastic bands with me, because one of the big things that really annoys me at weddings is when kids follow you around. It's fine to perform to the kids, and that's great. But if they follow you around and you're trying to perform to the adults, they want to get into it and they go, oh, I know what's going to happen here because they've seen you do the trick before, or whatever. My solution for dealing with that is showing the kids a rubber band trick or two, and then teaching them the jumping rubber band. So I teach them the jumping rubber band, and then I say, I tell you what, go around, perform that to everybody here. You are my apprentice magicians. Go and perform it to everyone here. And I'll give a prize to whoever I think did it the best. And at the end, everybody gets a prize and they all get a link through to a magic video that they can learn some tricks from and so on and so forth. But it keeps them really busy. And the client loves it because they see these kids running around doing magic. It's fantastic, but it gets them out of my hair. So I can perform, not that I have hair, so I can perform something to them, really blow them away, and then get them and send them off doing their own thing. So I had like 3 bags of these. I've given so many of these elastic bands out to kids. This is my last bag, but this will last me until the end of the summer. So that is the first thing. And also, elastic band tricks are cool. If you're a walk-around magician and you do walk-around magic that doesn't require a table, why would you not do rubber band magic? Because there is so much stuff you can do with rubber bands. There really is. So first of all, bag of rubber bands. You can do so much with that. Next, I have, and you guys will not be surprised to see this because I've waxed lyrical about it for a while. I've been doing it for a while. I have sticks by Eric Stevens in here. Now, I only carry 3 of the sticks around with me. I know you get a lot of other sticks. I get the normal hot rod stick. I get the stick that's the same on both sides, and I get the Omni stick. Now, if you've seen my live performances of this routine on the project, and you've seen me talk about what I do with them, the fact that I have these 3 sticks and only these 3 sticks will be no surprise to you. This is kind of my favorite routine to do. What I love about sticks is I can literally just pop it into the top pocket of my suit and I'm good to go. It takes up literally no pocket space, but it is such a super strong routine. Again, walk around. A lot of the gigs that I've been doing this summer have been walk around, and here's a tip for you. You plan your close-up case for the type of magic you're gonna be doing. If you're gonna be doing a lot of banquet tables, if you're gonna be doing parlor shows, if you're doing close-up shows, this case would look completely different to what it does now. But the fact I've been doing predominantly walk around magic means that this is set up for walk around magic. And this is an amazing walk around trick. It's not a card trick, it's not a coin trick. And you know what? I've done this so many times now. People genuinely believe that when I bring this out and I say, this is a color palette. I got one from B&Q. It's to help people decide what color they're going to be decorating their room. People believe that. They really do. It doesn't look like a magic prop. It doesn't look like a toy. It looks like something that's legitimate. So sticks, that's the next thing that I've got inside my case. I'm going to be putting them over there as I take them out. Next, I have a regular deck of cards here, so this is nothing special. I have a bunch of these that I carry around with me. I tend to get through a deck every single time I do a gig, as you know. Has this got a gimmick card net? I don't think it does. No, sometimes I'll have 3 double backers in there because obviously, if you know my routine, back off, I'll have some double backers in there, but I think this is just a regular deck of cards. So obviously, regular deck of cards, nothing special, bicycle, no fancy cards. I'm gonna have a regular deck of cards in there. Now, I said I added some stuff in since Magic Live. This is one of the things I'm carrying around with me all of the time right now. This is called Rattle Dice. And it's by Alex Litoro, and I demmed this at Magic Live and put together my own routine at Magic Live, which I then filmed as a bonus tutorial for the project in Columbus. I don't know when that's going to see the light of day, but I use these a lot. I love Rattle Dice, I really do. The fact that I can just have 3 dice in my pocket and I can do, like, if anybody was at Magic Live and saw my routine is like a multi-phase routine. I start by producing the dice, then I do a dice across routine, then I do a dice through table, then I vanish the dice. The people that were coming over to the booth at Magic Live that were really experienced magicians, they were turning around to me and saying, does that use a shell? I'm like, no, it's just these 3 dice and the rattle gimmick built into it. And my favorite thing, Greg Wilson does the tutorial for this and does an amazing job of the tutorial. My favorite thing was when he came over and saw my routine and he just looked at me and just said, why did I not think of that? Thank you, Greg, I appreciate it. I love this. And by the way, at some point, Eric Tate is going to be releasing his work on Rattle Dice. I'm telling you right now, Eric has the single best trick with these things ever. I've been working it. I was lucky enough for him to share it with me. Oh my God, Miracle Status 101. It's one of the best tricks ever. And it just uses Rattle Dice and a deck of cards. As you would imagine, it's Eric Tate. But yeah, Rattle Dice is brilliant. If you're not carrying these around with you and you're a walk-around performer, why not? Go and look at the routine that Greg does with the cup. If you're in a gig and you can borrow like a cup, or like a lot of the tables that have like teacups on them or whatever for the coffee, and do that routine, it's killer. My God, Rattle Dice is so good. Right, so that's been added since Magic Live, but I mean, I've done it so many times now. You all know that I'm a coin magician, right? You all know that I'm a coin guy. So the next three things I've got in here will need no introduction. I have a huge jumbo 3-inch. This is slightly bigger than a 3-inch. This is like a 3.5-inch. This is ridiculously heavy. If anyone's seen my triple threat routine off my Penguin Live, then this is for the triple threat routine. This and the 5-inch coin is for the triple threat routine, or the monster coin routine. A lot of my coin routines involving finishing with jumbo coins. This particular routine is for a routine. This is a normal size jumbo coin, which means it's a lot easier to do jumbo coin manipulation and all that sort of fancy stuff. Oh, look at that, there it is. That is for a couple of different things. Furious by Gary Kurtz, which I do from time to time if I'm in the right situation. I kind of an abridged, smaller version of Furious because I'm only carrying one coin, not two, so I'm not doing the thing where you do this. But also I've got a couple of other routines. One called Sharp, which you can learn from the Net Tricks, which is a coin and pen cap routine. It ends up with a jumbo pen cap, jumbo Sharpie, and it also ends up with a jumbo coin. Multi-phase routine, and also this is for thud. Now, I don't think I've ever taught thud outside of when I lectured at the Session Magic Convention. I lectured at the Session Magic Convention and I performed thud there, and this is for the finale of thud. One day I will talk about thud at some point, but the only person who really does it outside of those people that might be in that lecture is Nemid Phoenix. Anybody who knows me knows that I think that Nemid is one of the greatest coin magicians of all time, the greatest magicians of all time. And he does thud, and I think he's actually entering the Magic Circle Close-Up Magician of the Year with it. And he's doing thud in that competition, so that's great. But I use a lot of jumbo coins. Right, moving along at the space of a wounded kipper. What do we have next? We have an 8-ball. There's nothing special about this 8-ball at all. This is a normal 8-ball, but anybody who's a member of the Net Tricks or anybody who's got the Infinity deck will know that I love producing 8-balls. I do a bunch of different routines with 8-balls. I produce them in many, many, many different ways. And many years ago, I brought out a project called Pool Ball Miracles, and there was about 30 routines, and at least 2 of them were good. But it's great. I love doing routines with 8-balls, not just doing like a trick shot production by John Bannon, but there's so many other things that you can do with it. In fact, for anybody who's even bothering to watch this video, let me give you a bonus thing that I do with an 8-ball, because why not, right? This makes a great opener when you're doing walk around. Just take a 2 of spades. This is your setup. Take a 2 of spades and a 10 of spades and put them on top of the deck, right? So you take the 2 of spades, you put the 10 of spades on top of the deck. So the 2's on top, then the 10. And the 8-ball is just either in a jumbo ball holder or it's in your pocket, in your right-hand pocket. Literally just force this card, force the top card anytime you're any way you want to, you force the top card. So let's just say we're using a riffle force, and you show that card. So you're showing the 2 of spades, show it around to everyone, and then lose it in the deck, give it a couple of, maybe do a double undercut or something, have that card control to the top, and you say to the audience, I'm going to try and find your card, and you do a false cut, any false cut that you want to do, like this, no table, which is why it's perfect, and you say, I think I've got your card, and you do a double turnover, and you say, right, 10 of spades, I think that's your card. How did I do? And they go, well, terribly, it's not the 10 of spades. You put it on top of the deck and you gesture with your hand. You go, it's not the 10 of spades, are you sure? And they go, yeah. And then all you do is you take this off and you look at it and you put the deck away in your pocket. Now, obviously, because you did it on the left, this is the 2. So you put this deck into your pocket, and as you do, you palm the 8-ball. And all you're going to do is you're going to say, well, was it a spade? Was it a black card? Was it a spade? And they go, yeah, it was a spade, but it wasn't a 10. And you go, what was it? And they say a 2, and you bring your hand out your pocket with the 8-ball palmed, and you just hold the card like this. And it looks like you're holding at the tips of the fingers, but the card's behind it. So you just bring your hand out like this and the card is covering up. The angles are perfect on this. And you say, well, it wasn't a 10, what was it? A 2. And you go, oh, I was only 8 off. Oh, I can fix that, watch. And now you just drop that ball like that from your palm. Don't flare your fingers, right? Just hold the card like this and just drop. And when you're doing it to a crowd and boom, you just drop. It's an amazing appearance of this 8 ball. And you go, if I remove 8, that leaves us with the 2. How did I do? And it's a great opening routine. It's really strong. It's one of the things that I do with an 8 ball. So there you go, a little bonus tutorial there. But I love 8 ball magic, I really do. What I don't like is I'm now putting the 8 ball on the table and it's rolling all over the place. I'll trap it. There we go. Okay, so what else have we got? We have this little baggie, this little velvet bag. Inside here is a triple threat. This is a triple threat. This is actually a 3cm. I've got like 4 or 5 triple threats and 3cms. This is a 3cm by Jamie Schoolcraft, which is basically a triple shell gimmick. So you can produce 3 coins, and I do a bunch of stuff with these. A lot of different magic I do with these. But basically, it allows you to produce coins and vanish coins very, very easily. I always have this on me. Again, if you've seen my Penguin Live, you'll have seen one of my uses for this gimmick, which is a routine that I call Triple Threat. But it's killer. It's absolutely killer. This takes up no pocket space. It's just in my ticket pocket of my trousers or my jeans, and I can go into about 10 different routines using this one gimmick. Right, where are we going next? So next I have my wallet. This is my Orphic wallet. It's actually got my everything that I need in there. It's all good. But I use, I have like 3 or 4 of these, and I use these all of the time. This is my everyday wallet. It's also my my gigging wallet. I love the Orphic wallet. I really do love the Orphic wallet. I always say to people, if you ask me, what's my favorite wallet? What's the best wallet? What's the wallet that you actually use at gigs? Here it is. It's the Orphic wallet. And I'm on the tutorial. You know, there's a couple of different routines on there that I'm doing. So you can get the tutorial and learn those. But the Orphic wallet is brilliant. What else do we have now? We've got a bunch of different coin stuff here. So we'll go through that in a minute. Well, I'll show you this. So anybody who is at Magic Live will recognize this brown little purse. This is actually Trebloon by Eric Stevens. Now, Trebloon is absolutely amazing. If you bought Trebloon, it's not been officially released yet, it will be soon, but if you bought Trebloon at Magic Live, you'll know that I've got about 2 hours worth of material on there. So Eric teaches 2 or 3 really awesome routines. The gimmicks on this are really clever. I teach 6 routines on there, but when I go to Magic Live at the beginning of September, I'm filming about another 3-hour tutorial for this. So look out for that. We'll be adding a lot more to Trebloon. I think Trebloon's great. It's the first coin set that's part of the elite coin range, Alakazam's elite coin range, that doesn't involve me. In terms of, it's not my creation, it's not my coin set, it's Eric's coin set, but it does involve me in that I'm under there teaching a bunch of different routines with it. So this is great. If you don't know Trebloon, it's going to be released at some point soon from Alakazam. This is really, really good and very, very, very well priced. I can't wait for people to see the new routines I'm filming for this. There's a copper silver routine, which is just an absolute nuts head scratcher. It's brilliant. So enough of that. What else do we have? Okay, so we've got Sharpies, obviously. Couple of different Sharpies. I always carry Sharpie. I have a thick Sharpie. I've started having people sign cards with the thick Sharpies, the super Sharpies. But this smaller Sharpie is for my security pen routine. Members of the Netrix will know what the security pen routine is. It just uses regular coins and a Sharpie marker, and you can do so much magic with it. So yeah, there you go. That's what they're for. So Sharpies to sign cards. Right. Again, I love ring and rope. So I have here a piece of rope and I have a ring. This is for ring and rope. I do my own version of Ring and Rope, which again is on the Net Tricks under the Stage Magic section. And I love Ring and Rope, I really do. For a walk around performance, this is absolutely great. And I love the fact that the props just live in my back pocket. Now, I've played around with many different versions of this over the years. My version is an amalgamation of lots of different people's versions, including Eldo Colombini, Mark Leveridge, Daryl, the late great Daryl, obviously. David Williamson's version with the Ring and Rope is great. Hypering by Richard Sanders is great. If you don't do Ring and Rope, you really should, because Ring and Rope really just packs small and it plays really big. You can fit it into your back pocket and people absolutely love it. So Ring and Rope, that's why that's in there. Right, so this little bad boy is a trick that I filmed about 2 years ago through Alakazam, called Pallet, this is the best color changing deck that you will ever see. This is the best color changing deck you will ever see. I guarantee it. However, it's not been released yet. It got filmed about 2 years ago. Speaking to Harry and Pete, it's coming out in 2025. It's amazing. And what happens at the end of Pallet is it turns the, without giving too much away in terms of methodology or anything, I've been doing this. I first lectured this routine at the Kidology Magic Convention in 2012. That'll tell you how long ago it was. I've been doing this for a very long time. But you end up with a rainbow deck. So you end up with a custom-made rainbow deck that Alakazam made specifically for this trick. And we include a bunch of routines with the rainbow deck as well. So you can do Palette, you're left with an examinable rainbow deck, and then there's a bunch of routines that I teach with a rainbow deck as well. So Palette is absolutely amazing. If you haven't got, well, you won't have Palette. It's coming out next year. Although I can't remember who it was, but I spoke to somebody who said, because I originally, actually before I lectured on this, I originally put the first version of Palette on a project that I brought out through World Magic Shop many years ago called Ruffed. And it was a limited release. And Palette was on there. It's been renamed as Palette. Such a great trick, super commercial. Absolutely brilliant. So this is Palette. It's coming out next year. What else do we have in here? I have 2 sponge balls. Because again, at weddings, there's a lot of kids. And what I like to do sometimes is just have a couple of sponge balls so I can kind of jazz with them with it. This isn't something that I would typically do all of the time, but I like how it takes up no pocket space. And it's great to do if I'm going over to the kids' table. I can get like 5 minutes out of this very easily, which is why I have my 2 sponge balls. What else do I have here? Lloyd Barnes would absolutely kill me if I opened this and showed you this. But this is what people are calling the Quantum Deck 2. That will not be its official name, but that's what this is. This is my showstopper and has been now for about a year and a half. I am desperate to show people this trick. I am so desperate to show people this trick. We're going to be filming it very soon. We're hoping it's going to come out either late this year or early next year. Yeah, if you like the Quantum Deck, this is... Oh my God, I shouldn't even refer to it as the Quantum Deck 2 because it's nothing like the Quantum Deck, but it is the logical extension beyond the Quantum Deck, and some very clever people have worked on this with me, and I cannot wait for people to see what this is capable of. Right, there you go, that's that. I have a piece of string. This is just a shoelace, it's just a white shoelace. Why have I got that? For ring and string. Again, there's many different versions of ring and string. Have a look at Ringleader by Greg Wilson. I use some of Greg's moves in my routine. My routine's on the Net Tricks, by the way. Look at Mark Leveridge. He's got probably one of the best ring and string routines you'll ever see. Ring and string is amazing. It is such a strong, powerful routine. No table, instant reset, examine props. I know a lot of people are worried about it because losing somebody's ring, as long as you do the right routine, you're not going to lose their ring. I just make sure I don't take any rings with a stone in it. But I do ring on string all of the time. So that's why that is there. Also, another little black bag. What's in the bag? Well, this is actually all of the gimmicks that you need for the Nightshade Coin Set. So this is the Nightshade Coin Set. My Nightshade Coin Set is beautifully made in Morgan's, as you can see. I got one of the Morgan versions. I love my Nightshade Coin Set. What's going on here? That's weird. There we go. I love my Nightshade Coin Set. I really do. I use this all of the time. For walk around, the Nightshade Coin Set is, I think it edges the Mirage Coin Set, an apparition for walk around. I think, because most of the routines are designed to be up here, not down there, not on a table. And I think it was, what, a 7-hour tutorial on here. My favorite routines with this at the moment, in case you're wondering, are the hopping half variant, the classic copper silver routine where it's happening up here that a lot of people know of, and the night worker style routine where the coins appear, disappear, change places. Those are my three favorite routines to perform at the moment. But Nightshade, absolutely love Nightshade. My Morgan version of Nightshade is my pride and joy. I love performing that. Right, okay, so what else have we got? I don't have Keymaster or Gatekeeper in here. Oh my God. What I do have in here is Scotch and Whiskey. I've been playing around with that a lot recently, so this is Scotch and Whiskey. By the way, this case is beautiful. I have a couple of these. I have one for Keymaster, I have one for and Gatekeeper, and I have one for Scotch and Whiskey. This was made by Tony, and it is beautiful. It's just great. It looks like a normal key thing, but it keeps. This is the shell. If you know Scotch and Whiskey, this is the shell and this is the insert, right? It keeps it all perfectly safe. And then all I have to do is just open it and take them out. And I've got like a multi-phase routine that combines cards and it combines keys. And I've got this great hook line at the beginning where I say, hey, this is not a card trick. This is a key trick. And it's really fun. I do multiple, it's about a 7-phase routine, and I'm having a lot of fun with Scotch and Whiskey. We gave it a great review, myself and Ryland did, and rightfully so. It's a great prop, and there it is, proof. It's there in my case, Scotch and Whiskey, and this case is beautiful, 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 beautiful case. So you want to get this case from Tony. Anyway, that's Scotch and Whiskey. If you guys want to see my routine with this, let me know and I'll do it as a Magic Live. But my walk around routine with this, I'm so proud of it. There's so many magical moments happening. I've also got the spare key for Scotch and Whiskey. I tend not to use this key in my routine, but I have it in there just in case. So that's that. Right, okay, so what else have we got? We have here, is that what I think it is? Yes, it is. Awesome goodness. So this is a Quiver. You guys know I do a lot of work with Quiver, right? Well, this is set up for Quiver, and this is actually set up for the card and coin transposition with Quiver. So on one side, I have the coin, and the other side, I have a couple of coins, and I have the folded up card. So when I get to a gig, I can take the coins out, put them in my pocket, and I'm ready to go. I love performing the card and coin transposition with Quiver, which I taught on my Vanishing Ink Masterclass, I believe. I taught this on the Vanishing Ink Masterclass. I think it's also on the Net Tricks, but it might not be. I love this, love this, love this with a passion. This is great. Nothing else to say. Quiver is one of the best props of all time, and this, in my opinion, is one of the best uses of Quiver. So if you haven't seen it, it's a routine where you openly tell people that they pick a card, they sign it, they fold it up themselves, and you openly tell them you're going to get it inside this purse. They hold onto the purse in between their hands, they can see it's empty. There's a coin in there, they take the coin out, and then you take their card and you turn it into a coin, and then they open up the Quiver and inside is their card, and it's done a transposition. It's really cool. Right, we're nearing the end. We're getting close to the end. So what do we have here? Well, you guys will recognize this. I don't do many gigs without having this with me. This is Magic Button. So my two favorite routines with Magic Button at the moment are the packet trick, the one where you do the twisting the aces style routine and it ends up with the four buttons, and obviously the main routine. I love doing Magic Button. People just never see that finale coming, and it hits them in the head so hard. I've told this story before, but I was gigging a little while ago with Thomas Maloney, and he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, and he was getting really annoyed at the end of the night when he came over to me, and he was like, oh, everyone's just waving their magic button cards at me. This is, I think this is probably the best trick that I've released this year, and that includes Evoke, and that includes Mind Blocks, and that includes a bunch of other stuff that I've done. I know I've done some, in my opinion, some really great magic this year. I really think I have. I've released, I think this has been my best year ever as a creator. Honestly, I really do believe that. But I think that Magic Button probably tops everything. I love this. Although something that comes close and something that I'm doing all the time as well is this, which is again superimpose. So for those of you that don't know what superimpose is, superimpose was my latest trick through Penguin, and it's a little bit like collectors. So if you don't know, collectors, the idea is you put 4 aces to one side, you have 3 people select cards, they appear in between the aces, and that's it. And the problem is there's normally a lot of sleight of hand, and it's very difficult to do. It's not an easy routine to do, and you have moments where you have to kind of bring the aces back to the deck, and you have to steal cards at just the wrong point, and a lot of the time the control is done in a very dodgy way. Well, with superimpose, that's not the case at all. So with superimpose, you show the aces, you put them to one side, the spectator puts their hand on them, they can check them as many times as they want to. 3 spectators pick cards, they put them back into the deck themselves, the cards vanish, they can look through the faces and they can see that all of the cards are gone. And when you pick up the aces, the 3 selected cards are in between the aces. You then say, I'll do it again. They hold on to the aces again. You put the 3 cards face up in between the face down cards so they can see the face up in the face down deck. And then they just vanish from the deck. They're now all face down. And then there's no face up cards. And then when they go back and look at the aces, now the selected cards are fused onto the actual aces, which is super cool and just a really fun routine. It really is. So that is superimpose. So Magic Button and superimpose, 2 routines I'm doing all of the time right now. Also, I've got it over there. Ryland took it out my close-up case and borrowed it yesterday because he was working on some new moves. But over there, I've got my Henry Harrius cube, 3x3, just a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. I always carry a cube around with me. You know, I've got a tattoo of a cube on my arm. I do cube magic all of the time, and this is something that I'm always carrying around with me as well. If I have a cube on me, I am going to have Cube 52. Now, this came out over a year ago now, and I'm still as proud of this as I was when it first came out. This is the first project that I worked on with Phil Smith. And if you don't know what this is, the idea is that it's just a collection of cards with colours on them. There you go, the collection of cards with colours on them. And it's designed to be a Rubik's Cube in card form. And it works just like a Rubik's Cube. A Rubik's Cube has 6 sides. 6 different colours. This has 6 different colours. There's 9 squares on each side. There's 9 cards of each colour. There's 54 squares on a Rubik's Cube, and there's 54 cards in this deck. You combine the deck with the Rubik's Cube and magic happens. And that's what happens here. I love doing this. There's so many different routines. If you've got the project, you'll know there's a ton of walk around routines on there. And this is a great thing to do walk around. So yeah, the Cube 52, if you don't know it, it's brilliant. It's one of my favorite tricks that I've ever created. But if you do cube magic and you haven't got Cube 52, you're missing a trick. And if you don't do cube magic, but you do card magic, get yourself this, because there's a ton of stuff you can do with this that doesn't even involve a cube. And I know a lot of mentalists use this to do an ESP matchup routine because the colors are more vibrant. You can do ESP matchup routines with kids and they get it because of the colors. Right, so that's that. I have this as well. Don't go anywhere without this. You guys would recognize this. This is a voke. Lovely little case to keep it all in, obviously. This was from, is this one Tony's or is this one, I've got one from Tony and I've got one from Grum. I think this is Grum. I might be wrong, it could be Tony's, but I love carrying my vote cards in there. This is set up to do the, this is not in order. If you've got a vote, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is set up to do, well, you'll see, this is set up to do Pete Turner's Out of This World, because I start with Out of This World with this. And then I go into the 10 card poker deal routine off there. If you're interested in the routine I do at weddings, that's the 2 that I do. First of all, I get them to pick a card and I tell them the emotion they're thinking of. obviously using Phil's genius marking system. Then I do I do Pete Turner's Out of This World with emotions and thinking positively, and then I finish with the 10 card poker deal. So there you go, that's what I do that for. But Evoke, I'm very, very proud of Evoke. Evoke is amazing, and I love these little cases that people sell to keep them in. Then I've got an invisible deck. Anybody who knows my project Visible will know that I love the invisible deck. One of my favorite routines to do in a walk around situation is Future Craig, which uses an invisible deck. Now, obviously, when I do it, I take it out of the packaging and then I put it back in afterwards. But this is an invisible deck. Now, Future Craig, if you don't know what it is, you can learn it from Visible. I believe it's going onto the Netrix as well, in case people haven't got Visible. But basically, it's my favorite presentation for the invisible deck. So I have somebody, basically I tell them that I'm going to figure out what their card is by speaking to myself in the future. And my future self calls me in the past, tells me the card they're going to pick, and at the end it all comes full circle because I become Future Craig and I make the other side of the phone call that they heard earlier on. It's very meta, it's very sci-fi, but it's a great presentation for it. So when I'm doing walk around, Future Craig, damn, that's one of my strongest things to do. Right, we're getting close to the end now. I said that I had added some stuff to my case from Magic Live. I have, this is called Wholesome Coins by Ted DeGusta. So this is like a version of copper, silver, brass, but it's so much better. There's no shells, there's no gimmicks like shells or anything like that. This is one of the best copper, silver, brasses, or 2 copper, 1 silvers you'll ever see. Now, I believe you're seeing this on the Friday. I don't know, I'm filming a load of stuff for Michael and sending it over to him. I believe you might be seeing this video on the Friday, and you'll be getting, I think you're seeing this video on the Friday, but I think that on Sunday, I'm doing a review show special of these. This is one of the best coin tricks that I've seen in a long time. Probably my favorite thing that I've picked up at Magic Live. This wasn't on the top 10 from Magic Live for a few different reasons, but the main reason is I hadn't worked with it. I didn't want to make a judgment call on it until I'd actually worked with it. But having now worked with it and done it at a few gigs, I can tell you that this absolutely kills. This hits, and this hits so hard. So look for a review of that. It's called Wholesome Coins by Ted DeGusta. What do we have here? This is how important Magic Button is for me. Interestingly, I'll show you this. So in here, I've got a load of Magic Button refills, right? This is how important Magic Button is to me. Here is another load of refills for Magic Button. Like, I do Magic Button so much, I get through so many cards. That's how important Magic Button is to me. Right, okay, we're down to the last few things. So I have here, this is a purse. It has 4 American half dollars in it. This is for anything that uses, these are 1964 Kennedys. This is for anything that uses half dollars. This is also to be combined with the stone purse. If you know stone purse, I love Stone Purse by Nate Kranzo. It's one of the most underrated coin gimmicks in the world as far as I'm concerned. So there's 4 coins in here, and I combine it with Stone Purse. When I was over in America, I actually filmed a bunch of routines for the Stone Purse project, so look out for that. That will be coming at some point in the future, I imagine. I have another jumbo coin. I have no idea why. I didn't even realize this was in here. It was underneath everything else. So I've got another jumbo coin, not too sure why. I also have in here these 2. Now, these both contain Morgan dollars, and they contain various gimmicks with Morgan dollars. So they contain a shell, as you can see. They contain shells, they contain flippers, they contain double-siders, they contain triple threats, they contain slippery Sams. There's a Smoon there. There's a whole bunch of different stuff here. So a lot of the time I like working with Morgan dollars. I don't want to not be without coins because, as you can see, a lot of this close-up case is coin magic. And I love having the ability to go in various different directions, which is why I've got my Nightshade Coin Set. It's why I've got all of these coin gimmicks in here. The gimmicks for apparition are in here as well. And that purse that I showed you with the $half in can double up as an apparition purse. So if I want to switch to apparition, I can switch to apparition. I've got inside here, I've got the Mirage Coin Set. So if I find myself in a situation where I want to do some of the routines for the Mirage Coin Set, I can. This gives me lots and lots of options. Because I do a lot of coin magic, it all has to look very, very different. I don't want the client thinking, oh, he did the same trick over and over again. So I like to make sure that I'm doing a lot of different styles of coin magic. That's why I've got that there. And then this is just, I mean, full of gimmicked coins. I always have this with me. This is full of $half and dollar gimmicked coins. There's a bunch of different styles of gimmicks here. There's a bunch of different routines in here. There's $half, there's dollars. Look at it here. This is a $half oxy set. So you've got a flipper and you've got a shell on top of it. These are where I keep a lot of my spare coin gimmicks, not my backups. My backups are at home, but if I'm on the road for a few days and I want to have access to anything, there's a very good chance that that coin gimmick is in here in one capacity or another. So yeah, that's just full of coin gimmicks. And again, if I'm at a gig and somebody says to me, I get a lot of repeat bookings, hey, can you do that trick? I can probably be able to put it together using this. But there's a bunch of different coin gimmicks in there. That's everything other than these two, which I'm debating whether I should show you or not. And I am, but I'm not going to tell you much about them. So this is one of my favorite things. It's called the Heroes and Villains deck. It was created by Phil Smith. It's coming out with Penguin Magic. It is absolutely beautiful. I filmed the tutorial for this with Penguin at Columbus last month when I was earlier this month, This is beautiful. Me and Phil spent 2 years working on this, and the stuff that this can do is insane. I think Phil worked harder on this than any other deck that we've actually produced together. I can't tell you much about this because a Penguin would kill me. But this is probably my favorite. No, not probably. This is definitely my favorite thing that I've produced with Penguin, even more than the Magic Button. This is great. When I was doing the live performances for this in Columbus, the reactions were just insane. Like, people can just relate to this immediately, and it just blows them away. I can't tell you much about this now, unfortunately. I really did debate whether to show you or not. But the Heroes and Villains deck, I think, I've produced a few different card things with Phil over the last few years. And I don't think I'm going to do another one after this, because this, or at least in the same way, because this just covers everything that I've ever wanted to do. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. And you'll be seeing a lot more about this at some point when I find out of Penguin when they're releasing it. But I just love this. I love this. The artwork. I wish I could show the artwork. I wish I could show you. I wish I could show you the features that are built into this. It's insane. But it's called the Heroes and Villains deck. Look out for that. And then I shouldn't really show you this as well, but I'm going to. I love movies. Anybody who knows me knows that I love movies. I'm obsessed with movies. And I've released a lot of tricks to do with movies over the years. You know, trivia is performed by a lot of people. I brought that out through Alakazam. And if you've got the Mirage deck project that I brought out through Alakazam, you'll know that I've got a routine in there with films where I've predicted a film that somebody freely picks. And I've always wanted to have a deck of cards all based around films that allow me to really kind of hone in on routines with films. And that's what this is. This is coming out through Murphy's at some point. This is the Movie Quotes Classic Edition. And this is designed to be a game, a little bit like Snap, in that you've got cards with quotes on, you've got cards with movie posters on, and you kind of play Snap with movie quotes. It's really cool. It's actually a fun game to play in its own right. But damn it, the features that we've built in there. We've done something with these cards which has never been done before. And when I said to Phil, I said, Phil, I'd like to do this. He's like, that's never been done before. That's never, ever, ever been done before. That's never even been a thing. And I was like, yeah, no, this would be really cool. Because I can't tell you, but there's something there's about 25,000 features built into this, including, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, by the way, one of those movie quote cards and one of those posters is Ghostbusters. And we have really put something special in for the Ghostbusters fans. If you're not a Ghostbusters fan, it doesn't matter, but if you're a Ghostbusters fan, damn, we've put something special in there. But when I pointed out to Phil everything that I wanted to include in there, he was like, that's just ridiculous. And he designed all of the cards from the ground up, and all of the posters aren't the normal posters. They're fan art of posters that he created from scratch, from the ground up. So, for example, this is Jerry Maguire. Look how good that looks. Look how good that looks. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. If you're a movie fan, this is the ultimate. The tutorial for this is going to be about 7 days long, I'm telling you right now. There's about 15 things built into the box. It's just insane. So I can't really tell you much about that, but it's Murphy's. It's coming, I think it's the next thing I'm filming for Murphy's. It'll probably be coming out at some point next year, maybe this year, I don't know. I'll let you know when I know. Right, that's everything that's in my little Alakazam case, other than receipt. As you can see, that's everything. That is my summer 2024 What's in Craig close-up case video. Very, very different to any of the close-up case videos you've seen before. There's a combination of stuff that I've been working in recently, like Trebloon and Rattle Dice, the stuff that's not even like going to be seen. And that's the thing, you know, a lot of the time it's kind of weird when you find out about stuff like this. I've been working with that stuff for like 2 years, and I've probably kind of put it on hold for a little bit so I can work on something else. So when something comes out, I'm like, oh, right, okay, right, we're going to go back to that from, like, you know, it's kind of really weird because I'm constantly at my gigs working on new material, and I don't stop doing the old material. I carry on doing the old material, but because I'm always wanting to only release stuff that I've worked in, the focus has to be on the new stuff all the time, right? Which is why I want to really focus on giving you the best tutorials that you can. The only way I can do that is by working that stuff in. But this case, there's some classic stuff. There's some stuff I couldn't do without, like the rope stuff and the ring stuff. There's new material I've been working in, like the coin routine from Mia Yidid and Trebloon and Rattle Dice and stuff. And then there's brand new stuff that you guys won't see for a little while. But yeah, there you go. That's everything that you need to know. That's my summer 2024 close-up case. Now, if you have any questions, let me know down below. Just put the questions down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Any questions at all about what's in the case other than what's this trick or what's this trick? I can't show you that. But you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Now, I'm going to be back again very, very soon with another video. There's a bunch of stuff coming up over the weekend, so make sure you look out for that. You want to see more videos, like the video, subscribe to the channel. But one more thing, if you want to join the Nettricks, then just go to www.thenettricks.com. That's www.thenettricks.com. It's my online streaming platform for magicians. You can get access to it immediately and see what all the fuss is about. But honestly, I believe it is my magnus opus to the magic community. Thank you once again for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed this video. You want to see other videos on this channel, please let me know. But I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.